Hey guys, just me right now. Steve will be back. He's using the restroom. We're gonna stream Michael Zealy playing Garbage, the same exact 60 card Garbodor list you saw last round with Nick playing, and we're gonna stream Andrew Mahone playing the Alolan Ninetales GX Vileplume Decidueye deck. So, yeah, yeah, sounds good. Natalie's gonna hop in for a little bit. For a minute.
Hey everybody. Oh, sorry, that's a bag. I've been on
Camera
snapping
duty.
pics. This is my camera now. It's Andrew's, but now it's mine. So.
Here comes Steve.
Oh, here comes Steve. Hold on. Check this out. A picture of the stream. Cool. All right, bye.
Okay.
Alrighty. It's okay.
So I know Andrew's. We have Andrew 60. I know the other 60 should be pretty close matchup. I know Zealy's playing the same 60 as Nick was.
Okay.
So
Actually, didn't know that.
yeah, same exact 60. Zealy took the list last night when we were all together and was playing it. So yep.
Yep. So
It should be pretty close because the Decidueye Plume does have to burn a lot of items to
For sure.
set up a lot of time.
Yeah.
But Beacon does help. Like Beacon is actually really good in Decidueye Plume.
yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, but with testing last night, Andrew would start the Beacon Vulpix and like set up like turn 2 or turn 3 like 3 Decidueye because he was getting like Dark Tricks, or like Decidueye
wow.
Decidueye with the beacons and like setting it up. You know,
Yeah,
if you don't get
that's
N,
crazy.
then like it's really good
That's incredible.
for sure.
Just seems really good. You know, and it's just like you have the extra snipe damage from the Alolan Ninetales being able to lay more damage down alongside the Decidueyes.
Yeah, for sure. And like Andrew built his deck to beat the Garbodor deck because you can do 50 and then 20, which is really big with the Decidueye.
Trubbish, yeah.
50 and 20 snipe a Trubbish. Especially if you go first. Like Vileplume was kind of dangerous to set up in this matchup because they can get like a Garb and then like they Field Blower the Floatstone off of it and then they can Lysander it up, which is Lysander up the Vileplume, and Andrew only plays 2 Floatstone.
Oh.
So like a lot of time, like Andrew will just go for like a Ninetales Decidueye strategy and just snipe a bunch of Trubbishes, which is big.
I can see that.
And a big thing in the matchup is Andrew plays 1 Field Blower, so Garb is dangerous to set up. Also on Zealy's side, like the Garbotoxin Garbodor, because he can Field Blower it and then Lysander stall it with a Plume,
Yeah.
and then he can start sniping 50 everywhere with.
Yeah. Now, does Zealy have like a Hex Maniac or something?
He plays 2 Hex Maniac
Okay.
actually.
All right.
So like
that
a
is
Hex
an
Maniac
option.
knockout with Garbotoxin could be really big.
Yeah, he could Hex and then rearm his Garbodor.
Yeah, he can. Yeah, for sure.
So I could see that. Yeah.
So it's just setting up right now.
Yeah, they should be starting here in a sec. All right, there we go.
You know, Andrew's a very well-known player, Team ARG. You know, very, very accomplished. Got 9th at Worlds.
Yeah, he had a regional win, I think a year or two ago.
2 years ago, I think. Yeah.
Early 2015, yeah, so
Yeah.
2 years ago.
He's had a very successful. He actually just picked Andrew. Congratulations, to Andrew picked up his invite with this top 4 here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
he has
Yeah,
invitation to
massive
Worlds.
congrats. Looks like he's got a mulligan
Got
there.
a mulligan there. That would have been a really good hand if he started a basic.
Yeah.
So the way you can think of this deck is the Andrews deck is it's a lot like this regular Decidueye Vileplume, but he just cut all the attackers for
Like the Lugia.
the
and all
Lugia,
that
the
stuff,
Tauros,
Yeah.
no Tapu Lele, and he fit in a 2/2 Alolan Ninetales line. One thing about Andrews that's a little weird is he plays only one Revitalizer. So if you can like knock out, if he has to discard too many pieces, sometimes he can like get burned for that. So
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I mean, obviously you don't want to have too many items when you're item locking, but I definitely think you want to have enough for consistency. But apparently it's been working pretty darn well for him.
got another mulligan.
Yeah.
Nick and I tested the straight Decidueye Plume matchup versus Garbodor a lot, and Garbodor was the Garbodor list that we were playing that Zealy's playing right now is really favored because of it plays 1 Wob, 2 Hex, a Garb
Yeah.
line, so like abilities are usually, it's very rare the abilities are online with the Garbodor deck,
Yeah, for sure.
and it forces Andrew to burn through his deck to actually be able to play that he actually use his abilities.
Well, and that just causes more item cards to go into
Yeah.
the discard pile and makes Trash Lance do that much more damage. Okay, he's got a basic this time.
Oh, his hand's not looking too. Oh, okay, he's got an Ultra Ball, so it's playable.
So now we're just waiting for the judges to start them, I guess.
Sure. Z is gonna get 2 mulligans. I don't know who's going first.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm guessing the die on Andrew.
Oh yeah, Andrew. Yeah, I just saw that.
Okay,
Andrew's going
yeah.
first.
Okay.
Andrew's hand is not looking too good. He has that Ultra Ball and
Yeah,
the one
but
Revitalizer, but
He's really got to hit everything off that Ultra Ball, I think. And I don't think that Revitalizer is a card he wants in his hand
yeah,
right away.
opening hand for sure.
Because sure, he could discard the 2 grass types and then just
And he
use
started
it,
the
but-
Wob.
Oh my
God.
goodness. Oh, that hurts.
Now he can't even set up with the Ultra Ball.
He could Lele if he runs.
He doesn't play Lele.
Oh, he doesn't play it. Oh my goodness. Oh, that hurts. So we are going to see. It looks like he's going to discard the Decidueye and the Vileplume.
Yeah. She's gonna get the beacon, maybe.
Picks. Thing is, I mean, I guess he could use an energy to retreat it, because he doesn't really have another way to get that Oddish out of the active.
But this Wob Star was so big for Zeely.
Oh, I agree.
That's his only. He only plays 1 copy of that too.
Yeah, that's an incredible opener.
And the good thing is he can still Lele underneath that, which is
Yeah.
big.
Well, and unlike Mahone, Zeely's, if he's got the same list as Ben, then it's
Nick.
3. Oh, it's the same list as Nick. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like what? Oh yeah, Ben was the other deck.
Yeah, so
So
you
it's,
can say draft
what?
retreat.
3.
3 Lele, 1
Yeah.
Shaman.
Yeah, that's incredible. Just the ability to use Lele under Wobbuffet is it's so ridiculous.
Trainer's Mail here.
Yep.
And a big thing here is if he could, since Andrew just burned his Ultra Ball, if he can get a Tauros, like a Flowstone Tauros here, and Hornet Sack this Vulpix, it would be down to just an
yeah.
Oddish on his board, and Andrew can't play any cards.
Yeah, well, and because it was the first turn, he wasn't able to beacon. So yeah, and he doesn't really have much in his hand. Yeah, and there is the Tauros off the Ninja Boy.
Andrew just smiles. He knows
This is not the start he wanted. And I mean, I don't really think too much of having to discard the energy for Oddish. Like I know, Decidueye decks typically don't run a lot of energy.
DC.
Looks like Zeely's hand is his start is just beautiful here.
It
Like
is.
he got just about everything in. So,
Okay, so
Mahone gets a Rowlet.
So Zeely's gonna be 2 prizes ahead.
Yeah, and if he has a Lysander, you just think about that.
Yeah.
He could Lele for a Lysander, take the energy off the board, and
and
he's just got it in his hand.
Standard.
That's gonna take another energy card off the board, and that's gonna put Mahone in an even worse spot. Like he draws
Next,
into what is
he's gonna Revitalize it.
Yeah, he's gonna revitalize the. So it looks like the Decidueye and the Rowlet. Oh, he drew the Forest. Okay. Or did he already?
He
have?
drew the Ninetales, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not helping.
he
Oh
got
my goodness. Versus Seeker, another Lysander play, and that's gonna. I mean, how
Okay,
long
yep.
can he? Yeah, okay,
Yeah, he's gonna scoop up and
that's
go
the
game
game.
2.
Yep, he's gonna scoop it right up. So real quickly,
That
see Zeely
Wob
come
start.
away.
Oh my goodness, that was.
Yeah, that was huge. There was really nothing Mahone could do there. Wow.
So in testing this matchup was like barely 50-50. We tested it a lot last night before the event, and Andrew was able to do some cool plays and make it close. But just starting the 1 Wob was so huge.
Oh yeah. I mean that's just that, and that's not just this deck. Like that's crippling to all kinds of different decks.
Yeah, for
There's
sure.
so many decks that can't deal with that.
I was even talking to Zeely before this. I'm like, "You're gonna start your 1 Wob?" And he's like, "Yep, I'm gonna start my 1 Wob," because he knew the matchup was just gonna come
yeah.
down to starting his 1 Wob, and because I just put him so far ahead.
Well, and the fact that he's running, the fact that Mahone's not running any Lele's, that he
Yeah.
has to go for Shaman, and that just gets shut down by Wobbuffet. That definitely hurts his chances of being able to really make an explosive play. And that was, also a situation where he didn't get to use Alolan Vulpix, his only real form of setup that he had. And Okay, he does have a basic. Yeah.
His hand's a lot better this time.
Yeah, definitely. And Tauros this time. Okay, so Moen's gonna have access to shamans and all kinds of stuff like that. See a trainer's mail here, and that's not a forest.
He does find an Ultra Ball though.
Yeah, that could be perfectly playable. He does have a Sycamore, but at this point you just gotta weigh your option, like go get another basic. I don't really think you want a shaman here.
No, because then you can risk drawing things you need.
Yeah, you could draw a bunch of energy and all that stuff. But another roll, it seems like it would be a good play, or maybe like even a Vulpix.
Yeah.
I don't think you go for the Oddish just yet.
No. Like I said, like the Vileplume's a card you set up like if you need to. You know what I mean? Like you don't. It's not something you go for your first turn a lot of the time. Like a lot of matchups, unless like the mirror match, then you definitely want to go for it. But like
Yeah.
a lot of time you just want to.
You just want to set up Decidueye and in Mahone's case Ninetales, just kind of get the spread damage going.
So Andrew's Ultra Ball here, checking to see what's prized. I think he's either gonna grab a Vulpix or an Oddish. Is probably two of his plays.
See, I wouldn't go for the Oddish here. I think I would either the Vulpix or another Rowlet. I think would probably be the play. Not having that forest in hand stinks for him.
His hand would have been really good if he had it. Oh, he's gonna go for the Oddish.
He is gonna go for the Oddish. Okay. Now he did put. Let's see. It looks like just the Ultra Ball in his discard pile as far as.
He has a Trainer's Mail in there too,
okay,
so he has 2.
Yeah, so he's got 2. And I mean, he needs to have 12 in there for Decidueye to get tanked in one shot.
Yeah.
And I think the fact that there's only a Tauros on the other side definitely affects things, because I don't know, outside of maybe if you is Mahoney even able to hit the Blizzard Edge? Because I don't know. I mean, it looks like I saw Grass Energy in his deck, so if he's not able to hit the Blizzard Edge, then I don't think there's any way he can actually one-shot this.
No, there's no way. He does a lot of Lysander stall plays. It's like his big way of. He does. Okay, can you see the forest?
Yeah, I definitely. He got the Float Stone too,
which is huge.
Yeah. All right, so we do see Dartrix and Decidueye.
He might.
Looks like we're gonna see an Ultra Ball here. I guess this is where you go for the Shaman.
For sure.
So we're gonna see he's gonna discard Ninetales and another Decidueye, it looks like.
He's gonna go for the Shaman.
Now, he does have that Float Stone in his hand that he can play too.
So he's gonna get a set for a full 6 cards.
Yeah. And getting Float Stone on Oddish is just so clutch, especially once it evolves. Like, a Vileplume without a Float Stone on it is that's just dangerous.
A turn 1 Vileplume here would be really good for Andrew, because then Zeely didn't start his Wob, and he won't be able to attach Float Stones to his Trebuchets to even get Garbotoxin out.
Yeah. Well, he can get it out, but he wouldn't be able to. He wouldn't be able to activate it.
Yeah. Oh, and I think he got it.
He got the Gloom. If he's got, I believe he does have a Plume in his discard pile. He also does have 1 Decidueye already on the board, so he's definitely able to try to take control here. He has that Revitalizer. You see a Dartrix here, and really the question I think at this point, aside from him getting the Plume out, is what else does he have? Like, does he have anything to go further than that? He has no energy on the board.
Yeah.
And you can snipe for 20 all you want, but if you're sniping for 20 and that's it, eventually Zeely's going to draw into a double colorless, and he's going to start laying down some damage.
Yeah. I think he's going to get a second Decidueye out here, so he's going to get 2 Decidueye and Vileplume out turn 1. So he'll be doing 40 a turn, but it's going to be dangerous to hit this Tauros because he's going to threaten a Mad Bull.
Yeah, and the fact that he's not able to OHKO it, like, obviously he can try to soften it up here for a couple turns and then maybe try to go in for an attack, but with no energy, that's very difficult. And we do see the double colorless come down, another Tauros as well.
He's gonna Hex Maniac.
Hex Maniac.
Choice. Oh, that's so big.
All right, so now you're doing 90, and the more damage you put on there, and And he would also, just even with the amount of damage he's got now, would be able to finish that Decidueye off with a Mad Bull next turn, even with only 40. You see a double colorless retreat. He's going to retreat. Okay, so he's going to use Beacon here. And looks like we're probably going to see a third owl set up.
I think I saw a Lysander in Zeely's hand.
Oh, that would be huge. Yeah, he goes for the Shaman. Be able to try to replenish his hand.
And another Vulpix.
Yeah.
Tauros is just so strong.
Yeah, it's really, like people started talking about how it wasn't that great anymore because it's easy to play around. But the thing is, the card is just like, it's an absolute menace. I disagree with it being not so great anymore. I think the card's incredible.
Okay, so he's gonna end him.
Yeah, we do see an N here to follow up the Beacon. Try to take away those options. And maybe hoping that Mahone draws into a bunch of items here on Zeely's side. Could definitely stall him out, and then we know that this Vulpix is going to get KO'd.
Yes, for sure. I think Andrew does have a decent out. I mean, he can Sky Return and put 2 damage or 40 damage on this Tauros, and the next turn Sky Return it again. I think.
Just have to be wary of what you bring up to get KO'd.
Yeah.
Do you give up the Vile Plume? Do you give up 2 prizes?
Oh, and you do 2 Trebishes.
Oh my goodness. I don't know how many item cards he's got. So we see the Vile Plume come up, of course, because it has a Float Stone.
Oh, he's attached to the
double colorless on the Decidueye.
I think. Do you bench the Oddish and let it get knocked out?
I mean, you could.
Looks
like he's just going to Sycamore. It's definitely a lot better than letting a bigger Pokemon take the hit. But I think he might actually just be willing to leave the Plume up there temporarily, because right now he'd be Zeely would be 10 short.
Yeah, with Mad Bull.
We'll see if maybe he does that.
He does have the grass in his hand.
Yeah, so he'd be able to use Razor Leaf next turn. He would have to next turn be able to hit. I mean, if he hit 2 arrows, then he would still be 10 damage short after a Razor Leaf. He needs to get another Decidueye out, which is going to be very difficult under Plume Lock.
Well, now he can't snipe this thing without his Plume dying this next turn. He can't, and then he wouldn't be able to knock it out next turn because he'd only be doing 40 to it. And then 90.
40 and 90. Yeah, he'd be 10 damage short. He would need another Decidueye or something like that, If he can get a Ninetales setup, maybe, but he would need to find another double colorless. He's already out 2 because one's on the Decidueye and he used 1 to retreat earlier.
Yes. It depends on what Mahone wants to do. I'll let you know. Probably. So he's gonna snipe. I think he's gonna put 20 onto the. Yes.
Oh, okay. I mean, he'll end up sacrificing the Vile Plume here.
He could sacrifice the Vulpix. That's why I think benching the Oddish was the correct play, because he could have retreated.
I agree.
And sacrificed the Oddish.
He could bring the Vulpix up and use. Looks like that's what he's gonna do. He could use Beacon and grab.
Oh, he's
oh my God. I don't know if I agree with that.
I think it might be his only play now, though.
Well, if he wants to get the Ninetales going, then I think he'll have to.
Oh no! Don't wait! You don't have to wait on me. You're good. Oh. If you guys want to go, you guys can go. I have to wait on Andrew.
Alright, so we are going to see, it looks like a retreat here.
Into the
So
Shaman.
he does bring the Shaman out. Oh, and yeah, he can't make up his mind. I mean, if he brings the Vulpix up, he won't get Ninetales this game, but he can get Beacon, and he'd also only give up 1 prize.
Bringing up the Shaman could have been cool because it would have made his N down to 3 also, because he doesn't have an N in his hand.
That's a good point. You get him 1 card more.
So he's going to get
My guess is roll it and dart tricks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's gonna draw his card. If he can,
I do see a Garbodor there.
oh, he's the rest of his hand.
Oh, so he just attacked. He put the Garbodor down and just swung
now
into the.
Andrew's in a really good spot.
He can knock this thing out. Yeah. Got E-Reader energies. That's so cool. And an N. Okay, so he's gonna get him to 4 cards. I'm not sure how many Zealy had in his hand prior to.
Andrew doesn't have many items in his discard either, so this Garbodor won't be doing a whole lot of damage.
Wow.
And if Andrew can get a 3rd Decidueye here, that'd be huge.
Oh yeah, that would be almost game breaking at this point. Because the 60 damage on the Tauros is not enough for him to Mad Bull over a Decidueye.
Oh, he got the 3rd Decidueye.
Oh my goodness, that's so good. So at this point, let's see, you're doing 90 off your attack, so you probably got to put 2 Decidueye snipes
On
onto
the active, and then 1
active.
on the bench Tauros is probably the best play.
Yeah.
No, this just shows how good Beacon actually is, because
Oh,
Beacon
yeah.
was the reason why, even though he didn't get Ninetales out this game, but he beaconed for like a lot of these pieces, you know what I mean? So like, it
Yeah,
shows how
going
good.
and getting the roll it on the dart tricks, forcing an N the other time.
Yeah.
Like, definitely very, very effective.
I remember when I showed up to Andrew's house last night, he was playing just a low and Ninetales Decidueye, no Vileplume, and he was telling me how good Beacon was, because he would just start Beacon
Yeah.
and just Beacon for all of his pieces for like Decidueye, you know what I mean?
sure.
And like I kind of discounted him at first, but
It's
it
just so
shows how good it
good.
is.
I wonder if we'll see a hollow hunt here.
So he's gonna snipe 40 on the active, probably, I think, and 20 onto the.
Probably like Trubbish, I would
Trubbish,
say
yeah.
here. Although there's only 40 on the Tauros, he can put 20 more on the Tauros.
Yeah.
It's when it gets up past 60 that it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
It gets it up to 80, then that's 240 with Mad Bull, and yeah, that would be a knockout. Now, given that this Decidueye already has 90 damage on it, it would be a little bit more of a problem, because it is more likely to get knocked out.
Yeah. And the cool thing, he could Hollow Hunt for a Vulpix here, because he does have the Ninetales in hand, so he
Yeah,
could a DC,
yeah, I get the Vulpix, the double colorless, and pretty much
probably a Lysander, probably be a good
some kind of a supporter, yeah. Yeah, well, there's the Lysander. Double colorless. Lysander, yep. And I guess, yeah, I think it's the Alolan Vulpix here. Unless he's in desperate need of a draw supporter.
He's looking at the Vulpix right now. Oh, there, yeah.
Okay, yeah, there it is.
You have my Sylveons.
I know.
I was making sure.
That's actually came back over here to make sure that I took those decks apart.
Oh, nice, okay.
How's stream going?
Good, good, good.
Yeah.
So Andrew has a Lysander here for this Tauros, actually, if he
And
wants to.
Yeah, and it looks like Zealy just had to pass his turn. Yeah, we're gonna see the Tauros get knocked out, and that
Or
would.
he's not in any pressure to kill the Tauros, really. I mean, like, Zealy is to draw past few turns. You know, he could just.
Yeah,
He's going to go for the Tauros, though. That's the safest play, I think.
yeah, just go ahead and get that knockout.
Because there is not enough items for the Starbird to return the kill.
Mm-mm.
You snipe 40 there, and probably 20 onto the the Garbodor. Oh yeah, because the next turn. He
Yeah,
can
he'd be able
snipe
to double
all 60.
triple snipe. Yeah. And if Zealy doesn't have another Pokemon, that would be game. Actually, I think it would be game almost. Well, it depends on what he draws. He got like a big enough basic.
He's gonna stick more.
All right. Now, interesting question. Would you have considered bringing up the Trubbish here and using Acid Spray?
That was actually something that I think probably would have been the better play, because then I mean, it comes down to a coin flip.
Well, as opposed to bringing up the Garbodor,
Yeah, and just
who
might
can't
actually
do
just-
anything.
Yeah. Zealy needs to draw like a Tauros or a Lele here or something. Or,
But I
or
think
a Volby.
both Tauros have been knocked out.
Yeah.
I don't know if maybe we missed some items in there, or
We might have missed. No, it's not a knockout. He's only doing 80,
60. 120.
20. So he's
So he's got 210 on him, but that's not enough. And he does it. He was able to evolve that second Trubbish, so he can prevent himself from losing this turn. All right, so there's the Ninetales.
triple snipe.
Yep, absolutely.
And hit this for 90 just makes a DC game because of the low Ninetales. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, yeah, he could. The Lola Ninetales would be
Or
able to finish
just-
snipe. He
or
could just
snipe.
2 Decidueye abilities.
Yeah.
Or if it's stuck in the active, a Sky Return.
Yeah.
Or just another Razor Leaf.
So I think Andrew has this game pretty locked up. I don't think there's really much Zealy can do.
I would agree with that.
He's probably gonna draw his card.
And like even if he were to end him down to 1, I don't really see that helping. Because everything's already on the board.
Yeah. He's gonna Lele here. So he might grab a
Is it like
Hex
oh,
Maniac.
okay. Just
A
say
Razor
that
Leaf.
or
I think Andrew has a Lysander in his hand. To Lysander the Garbodor.
Yeah, or he could just he won't be able to hex.
Yeah.
Yeah, he won't be able to hex Maniac because of the or he won't be able to Feather Arrow because of the hex.
Okay, so he's gonna knock it out with the
So you
Lele.
just get the okay. And he's got to be going for an N here.
So Zealy's gonna go down to 2 prizes here, but Andrew just needs a Lysander for game. I think he may have Hollow Hunted one back or had the second one in hand. I'm not 100% sure.
He did Hollow Hunt for one. I don't remember.
Or
if he
DC is also game with the Ninetales.
But he looks like Zealy's gonna pull Lysander back, and
Gonna use Energy Drive.
yeah. But the thing is, he didn't end, and we know if
Oh, he has
Mahone has.
Lysander.
Yeah. See, I think Zealy needed to play an N there.
Yeah, but then he couldn't end because then he had to Hex because that forced
That's
Andrew to have
true.
the Lysander.
That's true.
So yeah, Beacon is really good. I can't stress that enough. The past 2 matches we've seen just shows how good Beacon actually is.
Oh yeah. Sorry. There we go.
Your battery's dead, shit.
God, you're so loud.
All right, so we're gonna go into game 3 here. So Z's gonna get to go first, and he's probably gonna be at an advantage. It's really big to go first. Maybe he could start his Wob again. He could
Oh,
get the
yeah,
Wob
that'd
into
be
the
huge.
active, especially because he plays Fan Club,
Could also Ninja Boy into it.
Ninja Boy into it. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to get into the active, which would really hurts Andrew's deck.
And all he really needs is a Tapu Lele or an Ultra Ball to do it,
Yeah.
unless he prizes the Ninja Boy.
Five pile in.
Well, another thing too is if Zealy gets the Wob start and doesn't have anything else on the bench, like even a Lysander doesn't protect Mahone there.
For sure. This is a really close matchup. I realized after watching these past two games, it can really go either way. Zealy had a chance to win that game too. I mean, like that last game, he just.
Well, he was in a really awkward spot,
really
I think,
working.
early, and
Yeah.
like the fact that he lost both his Tauros, like that definitely impacted him, I think.
For sure.
Was that a gold Ultra Ball he dropped?
Yeah, this is actually Corey Scott's deck.
Okay.
Zealy borrowed it for the event.
Corey Scott's deck too. I was gonna borrow it.
Yeah, I think I remember him playing the gold Ultra Ball down when he and I played today.
So we're gonna start game 3.
Yep. For all the marbles, and at least for top 4. So we see
Andrew's
Mahone's
hand is really good if he gets a forest. There's a mulligan.
He's gonna get another shot at it here. Did Mahone draw the float stone?
I don't know. I do not believe so. I think his hand's like level ball, ultra ball,
Dartrix, Ultra Ball, and
Lysander, Trainer's Mail.
okay.
Peace out. So there's an ultra ball. There is an ultra ball and a float. I think I see an ultra ball and a float zone in Zealy's hand.
Okay. Mahone drew a Sycamore off the mulligan draw. Okay, so we see 2 Trubbish, a float stone.
Oh, and he opened the
Oh
fan
my goodness.
club.
And there, and then, yep, there's the Wobbuffet. And Mahone does have a Lysander, so.
Yeah, he could. I think the big thing is that like Andrew has a draw supporter in his hand also this game because
For sure.
Other time when he had Wob, there was no draw supporter in his
No,
hand.
he had nothing.
So he'll be able to set up through this Wob.
Yeah, and obviously, like he could Lysander, he could maybe try to bring up the Tauros. It's got a big retreat cost.
Attach a Psychic to the Tauros. He's gonna promote the Wob.
Yep. Card is so good.
He's gonna pass.
Alright, so we see Mahone draws a Dartrix, and we're gonna see level ball here for probably roll it, yeah. Outside shot at the Vulpix, but I'm pretty sure he's getting the roll it.
For sure.
Because I don't think he has a float stone anyway. So he wouldn't be able to use Beacon.
So how strong Wobbuffet is. I know like it's really good in expanded format too because 2 Groudon decks got top 4 and top 2. They play 4 Wobbuffet to
Yeah,
slow your
for
opponent
sure.
down. Like I think that's so big in a slower deck like Groudon or like Garbodor is you can slow your opponent down with the Wobbuffet to like slow them down to your pace almost.
Yeah.
Oh, and he got the forest
Oh
on the
my
last
goodness.
card.
So yeah, he'll be able to put a couple of things into play here. And now, he really has a choice. Does he want to try to Lysander and hope that Zealy will get stuck? Or do you want to Sycamore or N here? He does have an
He's
Ultra
definitely
Ball.
gonna. I think he might ultra away the N and the Lysander to get a dart. Oh, are you?
I wouldn't discard it. I mean, depending on what he's going for here. I guess if he's going for a Vulpix, maybe.
Yeah. I think he wants to keep his Lysander, which is the big thing.
Yeah. So it looks like he's getting ready to discard it now.
Yeah, he's gonna go for the Rowlet. Yeah.
That would be my assumption. Yeah, it looks like he's gonna discard the N and the Lysander, like you said.
Yeah, people take. Yeah. It's a deck builder. Where,
Yeah, so he
Yeah,
goes for another
roll
roll
it.
here.
So
He
he's
does-
gonna get 2 dart tricks.
Yeah,
out.
he does have the Dartrix, and then he's gonna Sycamore for 7 more and see if he can't get a couple of Decidueyes out. He won't be able to use the abilities, but
Another thing I think Zeely is gonna have to play around. He's gonna have to play around the field blower because if he attaches this flowstone to this active Wobbuffet and retreats it, that's two of Zeely's 3 flowstones are gonna be gone. If he
Yeah.
field blowers it. So Andrew does play that one of field blower.
the other thing Zealy could do if he could try to get the Garbotoxin up on that floating Trubbish.
Yeah. Yeah, Sycamore.
So we do see a Decidueye. It looks like he's also got an Ultra Ball,
2
another
Decidueyes.
Decidueye. Wow.
And a ball picks.
So yeah, he's gonna get 2 owls fully grown up. And I don't know, it still doesn't look like he has the float stone.
So I think you hold the trainer's mail here because you'll see 1 extra card off your
Yeah,
draw.
I agree
And
with that.
it's not necessary to really dig for anything right here.
No, because even if you did manage to get the float stone, you would be stuck in a position where you have no attack and you have no.
You could beacon, but like
Yeah, that's about it. Which actually isn't bad.
bad. But I think he's in a good enough spot that he doesn't need to.
Yeah, I think you go ahead and just attach this double colorless that he's got.
Oh, he
Looks
just
like he's
holds
just gonna hold it. Okay, maybe waiting to attach it to Ninetales or something.
And then you got blue.
We do see the Ultra Ball.
Yeah, Ultra Ball. That was a very expensive Ultra Ball.
What was that? Another gold
Another
Ultra Ball he
gold Ultra Ball.
discarded? Oh my goodness!
Yeah, Megan's gonna laugh.
I'm surprised Super Rod hasn't gotten like a secret rare or
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
ever. I
Yeah,
mean, I guess if they reprint it again, maybe. But it's like Rescue Stretchers. Just,
Yeah.
That card's just so good.
She has one of those sippy cup ones.
She was really excited to use it. And then all things started not working.
So he's probably gonna get a Tapu Lele, I assumed, for like a Sycamore or something. Maybe he already has a Lele in hand.
Seems like a solid play.
Or he could go
depending
for
on
the
what he's got.
Garbodor here if he wants.
He could. Yeah, and that would mean that even if the Wobbuffet was knocked out or Lysandered back to the bench, he would still be able to lock down Decidueye.
He could go for. He can't set up. So maybe just
No,
maybe
he
he's just
can't.
gonna Lele and like Sycamore it away. Maybe hopefully or.
Yeah, something like that. Or there's Lele, or maybe he just has a supporter in his hand, like something of the sort. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Oh,
He
that
can't.
hurts.
He still has Lele though.
Yeah, he can use the Lele, but oh man, that hurts.
Nah, Shaman's stuck there.
Yeah, and that's an easy target too.
It's been a long day. We were up really late last night, so I get Zeely. Understand he's probably tired.
For sure.
We're all kind of tired here.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I tried to go to bed at a decent hour because of the drive, but, you know, it's like I went to bed around like 10 something, and I woke up at like 4:15, and I could not fall back asleep.
Yeah.
It's like saying my skin ain't white. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm trying to be
See a T-mail here.
He got the flow.
Oh, he does
so
find
now
the
the field
Flowstone.
blower is going to be a really
Yeah.
big, really good card right now because field blowing away 2 flowstone is so crucial in this matchup.
Well, yeah, and that would drop Zealy down to 1 floatstone left in the entire deck,
Yeah.
which would be absolutely detrimental if he tries to make something. Because he would have to hit not only the floatstone then, but he would have to hit a Hex Maniac along with it.
Yeah. So he's gonna get a choice band onto the Tauros. Did he whiff the energy?
I don't know. We do see the floatstone.
Maybe not.
He's not entirely sure. Okay, yeah, the floatstone is going to go on the Wobbuffet. Does he have that Garbodor is the question. We're gonna see Michael.
I think it was unnecessary to attach that float stone here.
Yeah, I probably would have held on to that. That seems like a little bit of a waste in case it does get field blower. We know Mahone has a sycamore. He's also got a Lysander in his hand.
Alright. I'll just go right back into this deck.
Put it back in the sleeves.
I guess I'm about to
So
do it.
you ready? You're ready for league tomorrow.
Great.
But yeah.
Rough seas.
Alright, so it looks like Mahone's really trying to think this through.
He's gonna Ultra Ball for
Maybe
probably
the
a
Ninetales.
Ninetales or
Yeah.
a blue.
It looks like we see a Trainer's Mail and something else he was supposed to discard. Yeah, Versus. Wait, no, it's not a Versus Seeker. That's a Lysander. I was gonna say, Plume decks don't play Versus Seeker.
Actually, the version he had before with just a 3/3 Ninetales, he played 4 VS.
Well, yeah, but you're not playing Plume.
Yeah, it was just different. He cut. That's what he cut for the Plume line.
Mm-hmm. So we see, he puts a double colorless on the Ninetales, and we do see a Sycamore. He's got to be digging for that float stone, though. And barring Hollow Hunt, which really... thank you very much, Sonic, for the donation. Really appreciate that.
Yep, thank you so much.
I think, obviously, you know he's got to be digging for this float stone here. He's been doing
If
that
he
pretty
gets the
much
float
all
stone, he's gonna be in
game.
a really good position.
Yeah, and he
got
did.
it.
Okay. Because Lysander looks like, I mean, unless he
Both
plays
his
a third
Lysanders are
copy,
down,
yeah,
so
both of
he's-
them are in the discard. The only way he can use them is Hollow Hunt. We do see the float stone on the Oddish retreating, and
Zeely's hand looks really dead though. I think I see a Rescue Stretcher, a Lele that he can't use because his bench is full. It just showed that benching that Shaman really
yeah,
hurt
that really
Zeely.
came back to hurt him more than just making the mistake of not being able to draw. And Mahone, I think, being able to operate under ability lock, you know, he has the Decidueyes in play, but he doesn't, you know, like he's not able to use them, of course, because of the Wobbuffet, but it doesn't really seem to be slowing him down that much this game. I guess as you go for the Gloom or the Rollit here.
I think you go for the Gloom, yeah.
Yeah.
Because once you get the big thing is the Andrew's win condition here is he's gonna want a Field Blower. Once Zeely gets the Garbodor set up, he's gonna want a Field Blower, and then Lysander that Garbodor, and then start sniping 50-50 and sniping with the Decidueyes, and that's gonna end up building up enough damage to where Andrew can take enough prizes for game because that plays around Tauros also, which is Zeely's biggest win condition in this matchup because the Garbodors aren't getting set up really right now.
No, they're not. I'll probably see an ice blade here. I'm not sure where he's gonna direct it.
You can't. He's gonna do
He is gonna hit
Tauros.
the Tauros. Okay, yeah. 50 is not too much.
Yeah, because he's only gonna be doing 180 back with Mad Bull.
which isn't enough.
X Maniac,
X-Maniac here.
VS Seeker.
First Seeker for the Sycamore.
I think I would have just VS Seeker for the Sycamore and Sycamore. and I
Played it, yeah.
instead
Unless
of-
he's trying to hold something specifically for next turn, I think I would have done the same. Because Wobbuffet's already shutting down the abilities.
And we need Drew Grass Energy. That's big.
Oh yeah, being able to get that thing charged up on the bench is pretty huge. He's also got the Plume in his hand.
I'm not sure if you evolve the Plume here though, because then that makes it a Field Blower Lysander like liability.
Well, you also have the situation here where
You
if
draw
he
the
hits
field-
the Field Blower,
yeah, he's in a
like
great spot.
Well, I would, yeah, absolutely. You know, he doesn't have to wait for Garbotoxin to come into play, and like I don't know, I feel like you have to, if you're gonna make that Field Blower play, you have to be able to get rid of that Wobbuffet,
For sure.
because otherwise that's just gonna sit there and continue to shut down the abilities.
That was a really good handoff for that. And the 6 for Andrew.
So we see Forest of Giant Plants, and he's got some pieces to another Decidueye here.
I think
it
he has
looks
2
like.
Rowlets prized because he would definitely level ball for a Rowlet right here.
Yeah, I agree with that. You know, having a pair of those prized could. Oh, it's not easy.
For sure. So you can't snipe the Tauros Stamp for 50. So you're probably that's definitely what you hit the trouble with the Floatstone.
Definitely.
Okay, so I wonder what Zealy can do here. I mean, going with the Tauros is dangerous, I think,
I would agree.
because then you're not showing up items anymore, and then you can double Feather Arrow, and then he's gonna Hex again.
Okay. That'll open up a couple of plays, at least for a turn. See Kukui.
I know Kukui was a last second addition for Nick and Michael Zealy. They had originally 4 Sycamore, and they cut the 4th Sycamore for the Kukui.
Okay.
I'm not sure how good the Kukui was for them. I haven't really talked to them about it, but it was good. The Kukui was apparently really good according to Nick.
So we see an Ultra Ball.
For Garbodor.
And interesting that he chose that Garbodor.
For
I guess
sure.
we're not really sure how many items are in Mahone's discard pile.
I don't think a whole lot. I think probably.
He's probably got like 4 or 5, maybe. Because remember, he played a couple on the first turn.
He's gonna evolve them with the Floatstone.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't agree with that at all.
He's gonna Trainer's Mail here.
See another Trainer's Mail, and
Grab a
okay, so he gets a
Lysander.
Lysander. He'll be able to drag up the probably the Decidueye that has nothing. But at some point, there's got to be an attack, and the thing is that we haven't really seen that.
And attacking here is dangerous because you can use. Oh, but if he forces him to use the GX attack, then he can't Hollow Hunt Lysanders back.
That's true.
So he's gonna hit for.
Let's see, at 120.
120,
Oh,
so there's 6
yeah,
items
that's
in
too
discard.
much. Okay, so we do see the double colorless. Looks like it's going on Decidueye. And he does have access to Feather Arrow here. So if he wanted to, he could actually...
He can't level ball.
Oh, no, he can't.
He can't level ball.
He hexed.
Oh, he hexed. You're right.
Oh, he's hexed? Okay, yeah, that's right.
Sorry about that.
So,
I guess by having evolved the one with the Floatstone, he can also, if he were to not be knocked out for some reason, then he would be able to just free retreat right back into the Wobbuffet if he needs to.
Yeah, for sure. Now he can't Feather Arrow, so he's gonna have to Razor Leaf this
Yeah,
Garbodor.
he would have to discard the energy to retreat. We do see a Sycamore here. And he doesn't have a Lysander, so the clock is ticking. For real.
For sure. Oh my goodness, this is a close game for sure.
Yeah, this is getting pretty intense, right down to the wire. I mean, no prizes have even been taken, but...
Just building board states right now and setting up knockouts.
Yeah. So he is going to use the GX attack, it looks like. And that is, like you said, that would take away Hollow Hunt, and he's out of Lysanders.
Lysander's access is gone.
Yeah.
So he is going to do it.
Yeah. So Garb goes down, and he does draw another Decidueye, so we'll be able to put another one into play, of course, with that Wobbuffet there. Not really a whole lot can be done. Zealy can always just Burst Seeker for Hex when he wants to go in with an attacker. Of course, I'm not really sure what he's planning on attacking with. I guess you just wait until you get another Garbodor set up.
I think he's getting another Trubbish down, which would be big.
I definitely agree. Does have that one open bench spot, and I think just being able to stream attackers is, at some point, he's going to have to do that. Maybe not right now, but at some point, because otherwise the snipe damage is going to start falling on those Trubbishes. So we see an N.
So he needs to draw. I think Andrew's in a really good spot now because if he attacks the Garbodor, then he can use Razor Leaf and knock it out with 2 Feather Arrows.
That's true.
So whatever Zealy promotes, besides a Wobbuffet, will get knocked out.
And the thing is, like, he can sit behind the Wobbuffet, but how much else can he really do? Then Ninetales is going to be sniping him.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose he could try to put energy on the Wobbuffet, but I don't really know that that would really do. That wouldn't accomplish a whole lot.
No. If you got the
It'd more just
Garbodor.
be a waste of resources, I think.
Got the Garbodor. I think there's 7 in there now because he played the level ball.
Yeah, so it'd be hitting for 140.
I got myself down to 2 items pretty quickly, but I didn't really thin my deck much, so
So he's gonna go.
I played myself.
Hey, what do you do? Like, I mean, yeah, you can sit behind that Wobbuffet. If you, the second you don't, your
Versus Seeker.
items get locked, and you of the Decidueyes are able to hit. So maybe he goes for a Hex here.
Yeah.
Waits another turn. Yeah. Okay. That's. Oh, but he is gonna bring it up. It looks like right now.
I guess he can take a Tauros knockout on it, but he can just come in with the Razor Leaf.
Well, and the thing is, with the GX attack gone, he's able to lay down a more significant amount of damage and not have to worry about it coming off there. We do see a third Decidueye, and there's the Vulpix. Let's see. Yeah, okay. And see what he tries to do here. If he tries to snipe again, obviously, like, do you hit the Garbodor, or do you maybe retreat, bring out the Decidueye, do 2 Feather Arrows, and then the third one somewhere else, and then, yeah, Razor Leaf? Because 140 is a lot of damage, and there's not another Trubbish on his bench, so...
He's gonna Feather Arrow twice.
Yeah. And if he really wanted to take that Wob out, he could have just Feather Arrowed it 3 times and then done the 50 snipe, but I don't really think that that's a
20 on
good
the
play.
Shaman. That puts that Shaman in Razor Leaf for range.
Yes, it does. But he doesn't have a Lysander, so I don't know
yeah.
how he's gonna... Like, it puts it... More importantly, I think it puts it in range for 2 Ninetales snipes.
It does. No, actually, a 9-tail sniper, then 40 damage next turn will knock it out.
That's true. He'd be able to knock it out just with Feather Arrow.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to see Ninetales get knocked out here by Garbodor. And be interesting to see if Zealy can get another Trubbish down too.
Sure. That's definitely what he needs right now is another Trubbish. But he has to... He has here for a Hex last turn. So he's gonna hex. I think he more likely he's gonna end up hexing this turn.
Yeah, I think he needs to, because he's got to be able to keep Decidueyes from wrecking up on him next turn. I mean, the Shaman is there for the picking, and if he didn't hex, then the Shaman and the Garbodor could both go.
Leaving Andrew 2 prizes.
Yeah. Whereas this way, only the Garbodor would go. And another thing Zealy could have done, I'm not sure how effective it would have been in the grand scheme of things, but he could have attached that double colorless to the Shaman instead, and Sky returned it next turn after the Garbodor gets KO'd.
Yeah.
And then you could have turned around and put it on the Lele after that. We do see the Field Blower here, and is he able to? Oh yeah, he hexed.
Yeah. We keep forgetting about that card.
Yeah. So that definitely does a little something. Let's see if he plays the Revitalizer. It looks like a Trainer's Mail. And he finds a Sycamore, which is pretty big. Razor Leaf will be enough to knock out the Garbodor, and he doesn't have his abilities, so I guess maybe he could try to get another Ninetales set up here, or finish powering up that second Decidueye. He does also have a Shaman in his hand, which he can't use right now. Alright, so we do see retreat into Decidueye and a knockout.
So you probably promote the Tapu Lele here.
Yeah, that would be my.
Or the. Yeah.
I'll see as another double colorless. Like I said, you could take that Shaman off the board.
For sure.
You could bring the Wob up, but what are you going to do with it besides stall?
Yeah.
And it's just going to get knocked out.
Checking the discards.
Yeah. See how many? He doesn't even have a Trubbish down though, so there is no Trash Avalanche at the moment. Able to do 100 damage right now. If he's able to get even just a basic Psychic on there, that would be pretty huge. So he'd be able to bring the damage up to 120, which is enough to two-shot. And it looks like he is going to bring up the Shaman. So if you have another double colorless, this would be the time to use it.
Sure. You can Scourge into the Wob, which is good.
I think you have to, because otherwise, I mean, either of the other two things, the Lele is going to take a heavy hit, the Tauros would just get knocked out.
Yeah. He's gonna
touch. Okay, then why did you bring the? I'm not understanding the bringing up of the Shaman if you're not going to Sky Return it.
Oh, NBO.
So he's going to get some damage off there. Okay, so it looks like it has what, 50? I don't know. I can't quite tell.
There's 40 on it now.
Well, it looks like it's a. Oh no, that's not a second die. Yeah, there's 40.
No, it's just 40, and then there's 50 on the Tauros.
Yeah.
So Andrew's free to Feather Arrow here.
Yeah. And he can, let's see, he's close to picking up a knockout on the Shaman. Not quite.